Fantastic. I see we have Cara, Eli. Oh, amazing, amazing. I love that you all came to pitch session B. This is really the best one. I'm just joking. Both are fantastic, but it's good to see you all. All right. So, let me see who we have here. I'm going to bring on our first two presenters, Cara Sterling and Sonja. Let's get them here up on the stage. Oh, Ozzy, you're in both. Whoa, that is impressive. Hello, Sonja. Hello, Cara. How are you two doing?
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Feeling good? You're the first ones. First one. All right. So we won't start right away. We'll give it around 2 minutes just so that we're right on schedule. Does anyone in the chat have any questions or comments before we begin? Everyone's just waiting in anticipation. Great. Arky's excited. Miji's saying looking great as usual, Sonja.
Thank you.
Both
Where
of
did you see this? I have the wrong chat.
So make sure that you on the top on the right that you go from event to session. And if you click on the session chat,
got it
for you. Okay. Amazing. So we're about 1 minute out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce Cara and Sonja, tell you all a little bit about their project. Then they're going to do their pitch, and then we're going to share their project demo at the end. Each group is going to be doing it a little bit differently, but I'll always introduce them and the projects. Any questions before we start? Oh, I will add as well, it'll be about 5 minutes of pitching in the demo, and then we'll break it off into Q&A. So if any of you have any questions throughout any of the pitches, what I'm going to ask you to do is go to the question tab, the Q&A tab on the top right. You can click on it, write your question, and then we can go through them in order when it's Q&A time. At the end of Q&A, if we have some time, we might show the demo again, or we'll extend the Q&A, and then we'll transition to the other group. All right. Without further ado, I'd love to present to you all Cara Sterling and Sonja Unger. They are the creators of OctaviCopter, Here I Am, which is a multi-sensory VR ear training application that uses sight, sound, and touch to enhance music education. It's very, very useful. So Sonja and Cara are looking for job opportunities as well as mentorship. So take it away.
Good afternoon and welcome to the OctaviCopter Here I Am, a multisensory VR ear trainer created by Sonja Unger as technical artist and myself, Cara Sterling, as developer. Our goal with this project was to create a VR application that leverages the unique properties of VR to enhance both learning and enjoyment. We chose an educational application because we were both interested in creating something that adds value to the life of the user, and we are excited by the untapped potential that exists in this sector. Traditional ear training focuses mainly on hearing and repeating. In the OctaviCopter, you get to fly through space, collecting notes to create intervals, chords, and rhythms. Since VR's great advantage is the ability to provide a multisensory experience, which is especially beneficial to those with learning challenges, our application targets 3 senses. For sounds, the notes are played in the instructions, on demand as hints, and when they are collected. For sight, the notes are color-coded, with all colors carrying across all visual cues. For touch, there is haptic feedback when the correct note is collected. Before we give you a test drive, here is a quick peek under the hood. The data that's used in the OctaviCopter is in 3 forms. First, the missions and levels are created using scriptable objects, so many more can be added easily. Second, there's a local database that records user progress. As a bonus, it can store more than 1 user on a single headset. Think music teacher. And third, it uses PlayFab for analytics to track if and how many users make it to the higher levels where the hints are no longer used. And now I'll turn it over to Sonja to talk about the assets.
Thank you, Cara. To create a stylized and awe-inspiring environment, the 3D models, OctaviTones, and shaders are made in-house. To appeal a harmonic look, the abstract and complex universe of fragment shaders deliver our materials. The visual effects for the nodes and the audio reactive voiceover based on VFX graphs. The unique OctaviCopter, our hero asset, comes with a huge potential for a greater cockpit equipped with a variation of sound effects and modules to play with. Back to Cara.
Thanks, Sonja. This was an amazing project to work on. Here are our big 3 takeaways from the experience. First, communication. We communicated very well thanks to Discord, daily stand-ups, and Sonja's generous shifting of hours during the development process. Second, persistence. As with every project, there were challenges, but we kept at it until it worked the way we wanted it to. And third, the future. We only had 3 senses available, but we can't wait until the technology exists for us to add taste and smell. And now we invite you to sit back and enjoy a sneak peek at the journey.
Oh my goodness. There's a little bit of an echo there. That's fantastic. Well, before I invite everyone to give you all a round of applause, any last minute words or anything you'd like to say?
I'd just like to say thanks everyone for coming. And if anyone has any questions, we would be more than willing to answer anything you might want to know.
Yes,
Amazing.
Thank you everyone for coming and listening and watching.
Well, I know it's going to be a hit because I already saw lots of people saying they want to try it out. They're really excited, like the future of music. Very, very, very cool. All right, so we're going to open it up the Q&A. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to know, just opening up the Q&A. If you have any questions about Cara's and Sonja's process creating the project, or going through the boot camp, this is your time. And as everyone is gathering their thoughts, I'm gonna launch the first question. Okay, the first one is, oh no, Ozzy has a question. Ozzy's a superstar, so let's bring his question first. So Ozzy's asking, what are some optimization techniques that you used?
I start with the assets. I try to use as less polygons as possible, but I must admit, like the OctaviCopter does have a lot of polygons, but it's still working. And Cara, as our developer head, she always had the VPS in her site, and made sure that the frames per second are all good.
Anything you'd like to
Also,
add?
like with the VFX graph, I kept it as simple as possible. Of course, you're building for the Oculus, and it does have problems in a sense of the moment. For example, I used 2 VFX graphs to make orientation or something. It went down. So we really had to keep it at the minimum when it comes to visual effects and the VFX graphs, because we want to build for the Oculus, and we still do stay with the Oculus, but there you really have to adjust the visuals regarding of Oculus.
Nice. And Clara's asking, what inspired you to create a music-based VR experience? I have that question as well.
Okay, well, that one, we actually are both musicians, and but neither one of us has perfect pitch. So one of the things with ear training is when you have people with learning challenges, they do much better when they've got multiple senses that are incorporated into the learning. So if somebody is, say, particularly more visual than auditory, then it just helps to have, like a lot of us, I think, it helps to have the extra hints at the beginning. And the idea is essentially that you can do it without it at some point. But when you have the color, it's just that extra bit. Plus the spatial awareness, you're flying it, you're actively engaged in it. It's not just listening and boring and feeling like a drill.
You start to experience the learning again with the movement, because you got the control over the OctaviCopter. You can, use the hints if you need or not. And the multisensory approach, it's nothing new, and neuroscience is nothing new. It's really big and it's transdisciplinary. And what we both liked about it, the multisensory approach leaves us the possibility to really take VR as a technology with the full potential, what it stands out in comparison to a normal desktop, let's say.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. Definitely helps this idea that, you have to be born with perfect pitch. We practice these things, right? Victor is saying amazing, first of all, and they're asking, can you talk about the difficulty levels and the future of the project?
I think we can. Like the first one was obviously, and the first level that's in our demo is probably not what would be the first level, seeing as how you don't usually start with seconds as a first interval that you learn. But we use the ones that were in the song for the demo level. But the idea is you can have intervals that you start with. You could have levels that have chords in it, so you have to collect potentially 3 notes for a chord. That there's also the use of rhythm notes as well. So that was the idea that could be expanded in the future, and then you would be able to take away the hints as you go, so that you would be identifying intervals by ear or creating them by ear if you need to, rather than having all the help. But you start with the help.
Nice, fantastic. So we're about a minute away before shifting over to the next group. So let me take on just a couple more questions. Next is Tivakar. What's your target audience? Good question.
We were actually we hope for universities, because we need to see, does it really work? I mean, it does. My ear got better already, but universities give us the best possibilities because they are learners. They want to train their ear. They need to train their ear. Also, we have amount of people, and it's close to science as well. I think they're most open, because in Chen, I guess people are not interested in training their ears so much, but universities is where we are heading, mostly, right? Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I can definitely see a great target audience there.
But basically, every musician can fly.
Yeah. Every music school. And we'll go to our last question, Obaid. Do you think this could be used for singing and vocal training in the future? Great question.
Absolutely. That's actually the mentality I was coming at it with, seeing that that's generally where I have more experience in being around people who are being trained. And because for vocal training, you don't have the added physicality of playing the instrument that reinforces a second sense for you. Vocal training is actually one of the hardest, I think, to get intervals correct because you don't have the hands attached to it. So yeah, absolutely, the intent would be for singing, and using the voice activated graphics was part of that potential, that you could, when you sing it, you see the reaction of it. So that was a future feature that would be added to it. So for sure.
Microphone input is already ready.
Great.
It's
Okay,
there.
so more to come for sure. More to come. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Cara and Sonja. Congratulations. Do let us know when you have another version out. We would love to try it. I see there are other questions that have popped in. I'll let you continue in the chat. Thank you again, and we're going to get ready for the next group.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, so so let me go over to the chat. And next we have Cody. So let me get Cody up on the stage. So while he's coming up. Hey, Cody, good to see you. How's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So with Cody, we're going to be doing the order a little bit differently. We're going to be playing his demo at the beginning. Cody, yes? Just confirming that's right? Perfect. We're going to start with the demo, and then Cody's going to deliver his pitch. And we have about a minute to go. Let me just see, because I got a private message here. Okay, perfect. Just my team members communicating important information, but we're all good. And so I'll start. I'll introduce you, Cody, in your project. So Cody Trocher is the, kind of.
No, that's good. That's good.
Trocher is the creator of Just Send It, which is an engaging 2D game that can be enjoyed in single player or multiplayer. So Cody's seeking collaborators, job opportunities, as well as mentorship. All right, so let's take a look at his demo. Fantastic. I was just bopping, to that music. All right, I'll pass it off to you for the pitch.
Thanks so much, Lucy. I'll just get going here. Hi, my name's Cody. I'm very excited to present to you my solo developed game, Just Send It, the platforming challenge that delivers. Let's dig into it. Have you ever wondered why online orders sometimes take so long to arrive? What could they possibly be going through along the way? Perhaps you've always been sure you could do a better job, but you've never had a chance to prove it. Well, in Just Send It, you become the package to show the delivery world how to really get it done. In this engaging platforming game, test your speed, timing, skill, and creativity as you conquer the obstacles of the world en route to your destination. Feeling up for a challenge? Test yourself against your friends and family in online or split-screen multiplayer. Go ahead, find out who's really got the full package. Like I said, my name's Cody. I'm a Unity developer and creative director at Citro Studio. I like to think I'm a serial creative with a hunger to make awesome ideas a reality. For this project, I wanted to create an experience where players are required to leverage a variety of unique locomotion mechanics to navigate through complex level pathways to reach their destination as quickly as possible. I wanted to give players the option to play how they wanted, and for this reason, players have the option to choose their pathways and in turn their obstacles. Perhaps they'd like to swing their way to success. Maybe they'd like to drive a car down a track to reach their target. Or maybe they'd prefer to shoot themselves out of a cannon, smash through walls, and break their way to the finish. There's no wrong answer. It's always up to you. Scoring is an important feature in both multiplayer and single player, as it pushes players to increase their skills for ultimate high scores, unlockable items and levels, and, of course, bragging rights. In multiplayer, race against your friends and family in an all-out send-a-thon to see who can really deliver on their promises. And if you'd rather work together, we've got you covered with a co-op campaign mode to test your teamwork and puzzle-solving abilities. Collecting currency is also important, as it can be used to upgrade cosmetics and unlock new levels. Find your favorite ways to send it. Like I said, shooting, smashing, driving, swinging, you name it. To briefly go over the timeline, conceptualization began in late August with core functionality and game design happening through September. My first playable was built out at the beginning of October, with the library of levels being extended through the next 2 months, including new obstacle challenges, new vehicles, an upgrade to locomotion, and a multiplayer expansion. An alpha launch is planned in the new year, with an extensive visual update happening through the first quarter. And from there, I'll work to pull everything together in preparation for beta launch further in the year. In today's world, it's not hard to find things to feel stressed out about. People actively seek experiences that allow them to escape and enjoy themselves with friends and family. The multiplayer aspects of the game draw a crowd that's eager to connect with friends and family near or far for an experience that brings competition and lighthearted fun together. Just Send It enters an industry that's growing substantially on a yearly basis, with an estimated 1.8 billion PC gamers active in 2022, with the gaming industry being worth an estimated $300 billion. In addition to the PC market, there's a major opportunity in the mobile market, where the game can be released across multiple platforms to make this experience available to over 1 billion mobile gamers around the world. As a final note, the game is completely scalable and can be expanded easily with new content and updates. New levels, new campaigns, new cosmetics, new characters, new modes, etc. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning in and listening, and I look forward to connecting with you. I'm actively seeking connections, collaborators, job opportunities, and mentorship. You can get in touch with me on LinkedIn using the link seen here or through my email. I'm looking forward to connecting with you.
Amazing, Cody. Everyone's already giving you a round of applause of emoji.
Thank you.
Fantastic. That was awesome. I mean, we should just have all these games available to us, yes, so we can all play them together, particularly in multiplayer. All right, so let's open up the Q&A and see if we've gotten any questions yet. All right, so they're still coming in. Maybe I'll pop in a question. What do you think was the biggest challenge for you?
There were a number of challenges along the way, for sure. Multiplayer is definitely a pretty huge one of those, I would say. There's lots to get in check and to learn to make that work seamlessly and smoothly. So that was probably one of the bigger hurdles that I dealt with, I would say. Other than that, just generally pulling things together. So you always have an idea and you think you know how you're going to execute it, but then you try and then you have to tweak and tinker along until you get it feeling how you'd like it to, for sure. So
yeah, particularly being a solo developer, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so we have a question from Arki. What inspired this concept? It's so fun yet random.
It is very random. I just wanted to create something fun, and the concept kind of came over time as I was developing, and it was sort of a light bulb moment for me one day that it was a simple, fun solution or idea that could be played single player, multiplayer, and it was not inspired by any grand event or anything like that, but just an idea I developed over time.
But it's very relatable, right? Who hasn't gotten an Amazon package or it's
Exactly,
lost?
yeah.
You're like anxious to have it delivered.
I saw someone in the chat say, "This is what happens in the Amazon warehouse." It's like, yeah, this is kind of where I was going with it.
Nice.
What's it going through?
Yeah. And did you create the music?
I did create the music as well, yeah.
Okay. Oh, awesome. I love it. We have a question from Graham. What multiplayer framework did you use to create this?
So it's using Photon Pun 2, a great multiplayer platform to work with. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to increasing my competency with that tool as well. So
nice. And Victor is asking, looks fun. Can you elaborate on the game mechanics?
So the gameplay is the first idea I had was that spinning arrow you may have noticed. So that's the first challenge, is you have to time the arrow to stop and choose a force to apply to the box. That's basically the jumping mechanic. Beyond that, there's swinging, shooting, there's some driving of vehicles as well. And the big idea is overcoming obstacles and challenges within there using a combination of those tools.
Hey, you know what your game just made me think of? Worms, but with boxes.
Oh, Worms. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Worms, right? Because that's how you would jump. You would kind of click on where you wanted to go.
That's right.
And then it would do, yeah.
Now I just need rocket launchers and mines and
bazookas. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. All right. So we have 2 more minutes for questions. Definitely keep popping them into the chat. What's your next step with the project?
The next steps are going to be sort of fleshing out the campaign. So creating more levels for single player and multiplayer. Just improving some things here and there, tweaking and tinkering as us developers like to do, just to make things feel the perfect way. And then beyond that, in the new year, I am planning a full visual and design update on the project, just to bring it into a realm of looking more like a finished product. And after that, I'm looking at beta launch, and maybe I'll get some collaborators along the way and expand the team a little bit, and that would be great.
Are you looking for a specific type of collaborator, another developer or a designer or project manager?
Designer would be great. Other developers, great as well. And as I said before, mentorship is another really valuable thing for me at this stage, to keep improving my skills and learning.
Amazing. And Lou asked a fantastic question. Where can he get on the beta waiting list?
That's a great question. I don't have a clear answer for that just yet. I'm planning on releasing an earlier version on itch. So hopefully people will have an opportunity to play there and give comments and test for me. That's a great question, though. I'm going to have to pull some things together to get a beta list ready for that.
But we'll be waiting. We'll be waiting. And and we have your LinkedIn, right? And we have your email. If you get a website up and you have like a mailing list where people can get on the wait list, definitely keep us in the loop so we can sign up.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Well, everyone, let's give Cody another round of applause. Thank you so much, Cody.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thanks. And we'll see you at happy hour.
See you there.
All right. I'm pumped. I don't know about you all, but I'm loving every minute of this. This is fantastic. So next we have our lovely Jason Dedrick. I'm going to get Jason up on the stage here. And with Jason, it's also going to be a little bit of a different format. He's going to start his pitch, and then we're going to play his demo right in the middle, and then he's going to finish his pitch. So it's kind of like a sandwich situation. All right. So sometimes it takes like a couple of seconds for someone to be able to pop on screen after you've approved them. So that might be happening. Hopefully Jason isn't having any tech issues. Let me see if he's still on the session. Yes. I see him there. So I'm gonna just start us off with his slides before he pops on screen. Okay, let's see. This is why we have a good buffer in, time buffer, so we can work through all of the kinks. Okay, let's see. Oh, there he is. Fantastic. All right. All right. Hey, Jason. Good to see you. I was like, we're losing him to the cyberspace. No. Can you hear me okay? Jason?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, great. Can you hear me? Maybe there's a little bit of a lag. Jason, can you hear me okay? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Well, I can hear you just fine.
Ah,
Yes,
okay.
I can.
I think there's a lag.
All right, well, I'll just start going.
Oh, can you hear me though? I just want to test that you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. So go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jason Dedrick. This is my project. It's called Title IX from Cyberspace. It's a prompt sequencer for AI art using Disco Diffusion. Q-learning games offer new insights into data persistence for generative AI. Many of us are now seeing a booming industry with AI and don't know where to make use of it in our respective industries. Localization of AI tech is an important issue in the gaming world, as it will open many new doors for game developers. Using AI now in the pipeline will show how diverse the technology and software industry can be when cultivating AI tech using Unity. AI and AR coupling. Why every game and film designer right now should be focused on the AR and AI coupling and how generative media will play a role. AI is a game changer, literally. As a film major at KU in Lawrence, Kansas, I challenged this notion of AI for character development with NPCs and generative image creation. I made a game to explore conversational AI and fine-tuning NPC chatbots that would create new narrative experiences each time and allow game players to make new art from their experience each time. 9 from Cyberspace is a market analysis tool for AR and AI coupling concepts for the game and film industry. The good thing about AI is it allows new modes of self-discovery, social awareness, and understanding societal biasing. It is contributing to a massive data scientist movement. It's also triggering multiple transformations across multiple industries. However, AI also has industry leaders who are failing to localize to industry-specific needs through user stories. It's also a frightening concept that strips individuality and human agency while threatening job markets. It reflects us as it is trained on our own data. It impacts how we rethink content generation in the film and media pipeline. it may not be currently being implemented correctly in the safest way due to a large data consumers in the machine learning and AI space, and it has currently failed to meet the industry security needs and needs to be engaged with cautiously. We're going to run a little video here. Hello all, my name is Jason Dedrick. This is my project pitch. It is a prompt sequencer for generative art. The first step of this game, you would set up a 2-player mode. Then you go and set up your pairing sequencer. Then the gameplay will situate your pairs into the sequencer in the user interface. As you get to your user interface, the logic of this is that the screenplay, which I wrote and co-authored with OpenAI GPT-3 and directed to film, will then allow the text to be sent out to OpenAI GPT-3, and then each one of these chatbots, which essentially is all they are, is fine-tuned chatbots that are...
Hey everyone, I'm getting some messages that Jason needs to mute. I've muted him. Let me know if there's still any issues. There's a double sound. Jason, do you have 2 windows, 2 tabs open at the same time? Oh, you're muted. You'll have to unmute.
No, I just have the main window open.
Okay. So I'm going to press play again. And all right. So we're all good. Okay, just confirming. I'll continue the demo.
Then essentially Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. Go ahead and check out my webpage. Get to me in LinkedIn, and that's the general gist of it. The video that I presented there, you can take a look at it. It's on the webpage. It's in the link in the chat over there as well, on the bottom of the page. It's only like 90 frames, but you get the general gist that, you know, the video that's being created is being created from the text. And then if you want to reinterpret it against the footage, that's on the actual landing page, the first link on the landing page. So thank you all. I appreciate it. Circuit Stream, you guys have been wonderful.
Thanks, Jason. That was fantastic. Everyone can hear Jason? Okay. Looks like it's good. All right. That was fantastic, Jason. So yeah, this is Jason's website. If you go over here, this is his links. We can also drop it in the chat later. I mean, the stuff that you're doing is mind-blowing. Yeah, everyone has their emoji claps. All right, and we actually got one question already. I'm going to read Anne's question. And then if anyone wants to ask more, make sure to go to the Q&A tab to ask them. So Anne is asking, what does Title IX have to do with your work? The name is confusing. So can you elaborate a little bit?
It's basically a story about 8 different chatbots. So each one of them is a specific title. You can see there, Fantastic Adventures is a title, Black Cat Punishment's a title, General Komodo is a title. So they're all trained on different genres of comics. So it's all about the fine tuning of the chatbots. So each chatbot's basically like a comic book title. So yeah.
Nice.
It's kind of a play on words too, with Plan 9 from Outer Space, Ed Wood's classic. So anyway.
Love it. And Graham is asking, what is the target audience for this tool? Great question.
Well, considering it's a utility that helps me do text overfitting, the market really is about users who want to put their footage in there and then semantically break down their scenes and then reinterpret their footage each and every time with new generative output. I think that, the market for generative output is, about echo chambers. I call it echo chambers. I don't know if that's a real term, but it's like, how do you take your behavioral gameplay and then have a new experience that can be reinterpreted against the footage? I mean, that's kind of the goal, is like creating a new generative output every time that kind of explores what happened while you were playing the game. So, I mean, it can be applied towards gaming. It can be applied towards the film footage, but being a film major, my big focus is, how do I, put myself between films and games and have that kind of production lead? And, implementing this game design document, I really focused in on like the logic of augmented reality and artificial intelligence. So a lot of it's really epistemic, focusing on a very epistemological problem in augmented reality and artificial intelligence. And, maybe some of you probably thought, well, how is this going to change day-to-day life, having augmented reality with artificial intelligence? Are we going to see new data every single day in our path if we're using heads-up display? So I think I approached it really epistemological, and it's pretty robust. I mean, I can apply it towards silent films. I put in silent films and, had nice. some cool outcomes with that. So I don't know. It's a unique way for generative content to be reasserted both visually and graphically against whatever you're doing.
And I remember we talked a lot about how this could potentially be a tool for other artists too, right? To give them more control in this new AI space. So
definitely.
Remember that stuck in my mind. Victor is asking, can you talk about your predictions about combining XR technologies and AI in the next 5 years? Ooh, great question.
Yeah, actually, I have a lot of ideas about that. When we think about it, we're at the fundamental kind of spatial, temporal, mediated, sense of movement through time and space. And I say that, from the viewpoint that companies like Niantic, they're dealing with the semantic segmentation using AR Light Kit, right? So when we think about breaking down our environment and, encoding it into objects, the ability to really translate those objects and create feedback that's customized to user spaces, whether we're working with BMW and their heads-up display for their vehicles, and they're working solely just to make cars that have heads-up displays, where objects like maybe a restaurant on the side of the road, every time you go there, maybe you're going to get this user preference rating. I think a lot of what we're going to see in augmented reality and AI XR spaces is a movement towards annealing data towards the user. So kind of market steering, steerability, that's a real big issue, attrition, and over a year training on user behaviors. That's what this game, Q learning. Q learning is an attempt to bring state action pairs together so that we can learn the user and then reassert that in a continuous kind of feedback, so that we know that tomorrow, what we did yesterday, we can adjust towards that. So a lot of what we're going to see is, corporate markets really exploiting the user space and guiding and steering people towards decisions. So behaviorally speaking, I think XR, AR, AI, all these things are going to move towards consumer uses with behavioral guidance. And I think it's a dangerous issue that needs to be cautiously engaged with. And, that's why I put so much time into the foundational epistemological logic for this project. So, yeah, I do have some ideas on that. Sorry to take so long there.
No, I mean, everyone, like Jason knows so much and he's so ahead of this game and this topic, right? This is like so new and he's done so much research. He has so much more that you should go check out in his website, so many articles, like really deep thinking and research. So check it out. Continue the conversation with him out, beyond pitch day, because we're at time now, but I know there are many more awesome conversations to come. Thank you so much, Jason. Congratulations, everyone who joined me, and congratulations, Jason, again. And be sure to catch him in happy hour.
One last closing thing. Jerry Vidieros is the king for anyone who has an idea. I think that without Jerry, I probably wouldn't have fundamentally approached the problem in the data persistence that I wanted with these state action pairs. And it was amazing, working with you guys. I'm so glad that I had the chance to meet Jerry and to know him. Thank you, Jerry.
Jerry is amazing. I'll echo that too. Awesome. Thanks, Jason. All right. I will see you later.
Yep.
All right, everyone. So last but definitely not least, we have Elias Eli Jimenez. He's our last pitch of the day. Let me get him on the stage here. Hey, Eli, how's it going?
Hey, going well, thank you.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, I'm so proud of my fellow colleague students. That is absolutely amazing, and it kind of bites to kind of go last after those guys. But yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of them. Great job. I mean, they did an awesome job.
No, you're going to close us off with a bang. I am sure of it. And I know you want your demo to be played at the end, correct?
Well, let's do it at the end. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, fantastic. All right.
Start sharing my screen.
I'll formally introduce you. So we have Elias Eli Jimenez. Eli is the founder of Ventr-Out, and Ventr-Out is also a VR multiplayer adventure race. Eli has just started his startup with the same name, and he's looking for a senior tech talent, investors, and mentors. And now I will pass it over to you, Eli. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see, open share menu. Okay, share screen. Okay, here we go. All right, do you see my screen?
Yeah, looks good.
We good to go? Awesome, great. My name is Elias Jimenez, nickname is Eli. I'm gonna share a little bit about me, my project, next steps, and then we'll open it up for questions. If you're so inclined, take some notes to provide feedback on what you think is effective and compelling, or alternatively, those areas that can improve my pitch. I left big tech to found a company at the intersection of XR, augmented and virtual reality, and outdoor theme movement-based pursuits. I believe experiences determine one's future growth potential. And, sorry about that, growth potential. And so combining XR and athletic, I think, brings in a whole slew of experiences. I think XR has the potential to be a massively, exponentially enabling tool that provides access to a whole slew of people that doesn't exist today. How many of you have sat around thinking that life has just become a bit too predictable and you want to break from it? Or thinking of those great trips that you've taken with a friend and that you'd like to create a new one, but life has gotten just a bit too busy, or your friends are dispersed around the country or the world. Or you've been sitting on the couch knowing that you need to incorporate more movement in your life, but just actually hate the process of exercising. Well, our lives has been dampened, our inner explorer has been neglected. It's time to bring it back. How many of you would like to live in his shoes for a few minutes? This is where Ventr-Out comes in, our immersive outdoor theme virtual reality offering that incorporates physical movement to traverse the landscape and competition. We take concepts from the obstacle course, expedition, and adventure racing to bring individuals on micro adventures where they can compete against their friends from the comfort of their home to drive deeper connection, encourage movement with some fun competition. So what has been done? 20 people have experienced Ventr-Out, average age 38, average minutes 37. These observational sessions have been extremely valuable because it quickly showed me those things that I needed to tweak, modify, or add, and there were plenty of things that I needed to change. And after each session, I was able to iterate to get it to a better place. The quotes are encouraging. The prototype isn't perfect, but some of the commentary is very much pushing this idea forward and the potential. Schroeder was the last person to enter into this experience 12 days ago. He blurted out, "This was incredible," while in the session. Now, where does this sit? And I'm calling this the adventure experience spectrum. On one axis, we have this friction to participate. This includes logistics, time, financial, risk. And on the other axis is this degree of immersion, this perception of adventure. We still want folks to go outside and do their thing, but we also want to give people who don't have easy access the feeling that they're immersed in an outdoor environment. Virtual reality is notably more immersive experience than 2D, with significantly less logistical, financial, and risk hurdles than in real life. So it's the competition. We're in such an early stage. There is a lack of content that's out there. Just like in the movies, you may have drama, and there's a whole slew of different drama movies. There's going to be a whole slew of different movement type experiences. The vision for Ventr-Out is that we will incorporate both VR and AR in this similar base niche. My storyline is a bit unique and theme of what's out there, and I'm not targeting this as a deliberate fitness app, but more incidental. I want to tap into exploration and shared experience with the side benefit of movement. So what are my 3 priorities? To recruit a lead engineer or CTO, identify mentors and advisors, and practice my pitch, all in preparation of going to funding during Q1 of 2023. So why me? I produce 15 races in real life, predominantly adventure races and some scavenger hunts, including the Florida Coast to Coast, that is a race that lasts up to 72 hours. I've participated in numerous athletic events, as you see there. I have project, program, and change management experience in a Fortune 100 company, but I'm really proud of going from no code to build my own VR prototype with the help of the Circus Stream team. I'm all in, and I'm looking to bring this vision to life. But in order to bring this vision to life, I need to build a team. So if you know of senior engineers or CTO candidates that may be a good fit, or if you're interested in being part of the project, set up a 30-minute call with me if you want to be a mentor or if you'd like to collaborate on the project. I would like to thank you and the team at Circus Stream for giving me an exceptional year of retooling. And for those that have jotted any points down that you'd like to provide me feedback, please do so at the email address in front of you. The first 10 individuals to provide feedback to this address below will get a gift. And so I'll pass it to you, Lucy, if you could run the wheel, please.
Oh, Eli, you'll just need to stop sharing your screen so it pops up in the main stage.
Okay, let's see, stop, leave, here we go. Okay, cool. All right, you should be good to go.
Perfect. All right, so I'll start over from the I love that. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Everybody smiling and congratulating Eli. Oh, you're muted.
I know
There
when I
you
hear that, I want to get out myself. Yeah. So yeah, I should be good to go now. Yeah.
Fantastic. Awesome. So I want to open it up for Q&A. So let's shift over to the Q&A tab. I know Andrew already had a question. He says, looks great. How's the performance? And will this be a standalone APK or tethered?
Yeah, right now, that's a great question. Right now, it's currently tethered. It hasn't gone through the process of full optimization. The idea, if this is just the beginning stages, those activities may not all those activities may actually stay there. There's plenty of things that we could do from a creative side on there, but we wanted to kind of test the concept first on there. But the intention is that this will be an APK at this point, but I think we're a ways away there. The intention here is post-funding is to basically start from scratch in developing the MVP to ensure that we optimize it from the ground up to get rid of the spaghetti code. I think directionally that is the case. And if you think of what that may look like, you saw an island terrain, but why couldn't it be a desert, mountain, jungle, etc.? And so the intention is that the individual will have the opportunity to select what that terrain looks like with the various difficulty levels. And we're going to add some interesting elements. And I'm currently in conversation with a game designer, and we'll see what we're going to come up with. But I'm really excited. I think I'm really surprised that nobody's kind of blended the two together. And this is, this is something that I have quite a few ideas, especially taking some of the experiences that I have. So I think there's tremendous potential, but we're a ways out. And so from a timeframe perspective, it would be nice to get something in beta 6 months post building the team. At this point, it's a team of one, myself, but little by little getting, onboarding folks, and some people have expressed interest in supporting in one way, shape, or form. So if this excites anybody on the call, please reach out to me. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And I'm so it's so thrilling for me to see that you live what you create, having dropped this whole stable lifestyle to creating this adventure app and going through this adventure yourself. I think it's very inspiring and very authentic. So I think that's super awesome. RKC, it's so amazing how much you've achieved this year. Absolutely.
I became a handbanger. Yeah, I definitely became a handbanger because the code didn't always work. And I great lots of support from the instructive team. You guys have been just phenomenal at Circus Stream. So definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without your guidance. Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, keep the questions coming. We have around 2 more minutes for Qs. Eli, what has been the most surprising aspect about just this journey of, leaving your stable company, joining Circuit Stream, learning how to code, and then going through the bootcamp and creating Ventr-Out?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're learning something new, you're going to go through a period of struggle, and that's just part of the process. And it's just a question of continuing to try again, because inevitably it'll stick to some degree. And I think it could be, it's definitely tests your mental resolve and emotional resolve. And sometimes you just need to kind of step back and let the subconscious kind of work through solving the problems. And sometimes it does. That's one. I think the biggest challenge of leaving, let's say, this comfortable, let's just say it's secure, well, in quotes, right? Because things change quickly. But from going from an environment where I was working for a large tech company and I was kind of, things were flowing fairly well and secure, my heart wasn't necessarily in there. And I knew that I wasn't showing up in the world that I wanted to show up. And I had a big aha moment after spending multiple years exploring different avenues and following my curiosities. And that's what I would encourage anybody, just follow your curiosities. And then I was just blown away early last year. And I was like, it was such a visceral reaction. I didn't really have to process it cognitively. I just said, that's where I'm going. And I threw myself lit and essentially, relayed to my boss that, you have me for 2 more months and I'm going off to do this thing and give it a try. And I feel much more energized, but it's not as easy and it's difficult. But I am energized and I feel like it's definitely more aligned. And I think it's, more me and being able to contribute in a way that I like to move the needle, however small that may be. And it's yeah, and my life has kind of been out about exploring, and I think this is a platform that enables the ability one to do that. And yeah, and I like to kind of share or give people an opportunity to get a taste of what that may be, right? Because that may open up doors. But the most challenging thing, I think, for me was leaving an environment where you're constantly on a day-to-day, you're on a shared mission with somebody to being, for the most part, doing your own thing. And although you have your classmates, there is no, like, you're learning, but that could be a lonely process as well, when you're not constantly in a day-to-day engagement and not having a shared mission. So I think I underestimated the reduction in human contact and how that would affect me emotionally. I had prepared my mind for the startup world, but this other bit I underestimated, and that is, if anybody's going to branch out, make sure you have a network of people that are around you and that you constantly keep in contact as a handrail. Yeah. No.
Well, you're thriving and you're coming out from the other end, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot more from you. We have 1 minute left. Just a super last quick question. Victor is asking if you're planning to go for multi-user.
Oh, totally. This is multi-user. It's not necessarily optimized, and we kind of figure out. I have there's a few ideas that I'd like to put in play here. This is definitely multiplayer. Shared experience is a key piece of this. And I want people to go out with their friends, families, whoever, and have an experience and compete. And maybe they compete against other teams and things of that nature. So definitely multiplayer. And we just need to kind of work on and add some other bits on it that I think will really bring in this vibe of Indiana Jones as an explorer and maybe combine some of these things on there. And so, yeah, it's a work in progress. But I'm excited. Nice. Yeah, I'm totally excited about that. And I think there was one question that by Justin.
Yes, like 2 seconds because we have to go.
Well, Justin, I'm going to be a happy hour. If you're going to stick around, I could respond to your question then if you're going to stick around. If not, just drop me an email and you could do so. So please provide feedback. This is my first pitch and I kind of want to level up my skills. So.
Yeah, and that's actually a great segue. Now we're going to go into a 15-minute break. If any of you want to talk to Eli or any of the other graduates, what you can do, you can go to the networking tab, send Eli or anyone else a direct message. You can chat over there, you can exchange contact info, or you can even hop on a one-on-one call. So you can do that for the next 15 minutes, or you can take a break, get some water, get some coffee. And then after the 15 minutes is over, meet back in the sessions area and go to the happy hour so we can continue our conversation. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Eli, and congrats to all the graduates, and see you all soon. Bye.